Welcome back all to the second episode of the Budget IB Guide. We hope that you all, by now, have a little idea as to what the IB is. So without further ado, let's get started.
In today's episode, we'll be focusing on three subject groups: mathematics studies in language and literature, and language acquisition. All of these subjects are mandatory for the IBDP, so they're super important. Now, Oak is going to take over the first subject, mathematics. Very interesting.
Okay. Thank you, Eddie. So, mathematics. If you like maths, well, you like maths, honestly. Starting from the 2021 diploma year, our year, the maths have changed their approach. So, with these three aims in mind, to develop mathematical knowledge, opinions, and principles and concepts, develop logical, critical, and creative thinking, and employ and refine the powers of abstraction and generalization. So, basically, put those words aside. What the IB wants us to do is think, apply, and do more. That's it. So we now have applications and interpretations (HL and SL) and analysis and approaches (HL and SL). So uh, until 2020, up until 2020, we've only had further maths, math HL, math SL, and math studies offered at ISY. Now, applications and analysis will be the two subjects for mathematics that we will be taking. So, what you guys will be taking. Basically, the two courses are directed to what you want out of your diploma. So, if you like thinking deep into theory and what makes these formulas work and what brings out these formulas you later learn, like these, analysis is your best bet. But if you're someone who's more of a practical approach kind of guy like me, you may go for applications.
Literally all
But
three of us.
oh, oh right, we do all take applications. Yo, Zoom is hitting us hard, bro. And so I personally take applications HR, but I absolutely love every part of it. And well, except probability, yeah, I got a 4 on that test. Yeah, who even likes it? Okay. So maths is absolutely mandatory in the IB diploma. So you're gonna have to choose one of these two subjects. Courses, my bad. So if you have specific goals in your future, say architecture or medicine, one course over the other might be more beneficial to you. And we'll be going into this later in depth in a later video. So a couple of tips for success is to one, actually love the subject you're doing. Two, never hesitate to ask the teachers for help because there'll most likely be topics that you're not gonna understand, and your teacher's gonna be there for you. Because I didn't, and I went to my teacher, Mr. Frederick, and he really helped me a lot. Three, ask your friends for help. It doesn't have to be a math god or the kid that gets all sevens in math, because you can take turns teaching each other the content. Four, dedicate yourself to a small period of time, doesn't have to be too much, 5 to 10 minutes, into reading the content, what the textbook has given you, so you actually understand it. And maybe you might have missed some stuff in class too. So this is a great opportunity to go back and refresh your memory. Never Five, never ever get discouraged by what grade you get. Okay? Because we live in a world where grades mean everything. They kind of do, but deep down you really have to know that maths is maths is up to yourself. You have to focus on, well, focusing on improving yourself. So every mistake you make and every low test grade you have, just think of it as an opportunity to improve yourself for the next time around. Really, you really shouldn't beat yourself over these little mistakes because now you know which parts you need to improve on next time. And once you're in 12th grade, these mistakes really do add up. And looking back, you can see that, oh, this is a great learning opportunity for me. So Daniel will now be telling us a little bit about studies in literature and language.
Okay,
Sorry, what?
so
Language and literature.
language and literature, yeah.
Yeah,
So the
sorry.
language and literature class is not as straightforward as it may seem. Just being able to read, speak, and write English is not enough to pass this class. The class requires a lot of in-depth thinking and analysis of the pieces you cover in class. Therefore, it is essential that you thoroughly read through any pieces or books given. The grades are determined by how well you perform on your speaking and writing most of the time. Usually, you will be asked to analyze unseen text or text you've covered already. These assignments require you to think outside the box and create connections that are not apparent to the naked eye. What I've said so far may make the language and literature course seem treacherous. Even though it may be a difficult class, it by no means impossible. As long as you carefully read and understand, as well as analyze every text given to you, you will be in a good position to get a good grade. Your speaking grades are determined by the discussions you have in class. Activities such as expert panels allow every single student in the class to present any idea or thought they encountered while reading one of the pieces we covered. Having support and evidence will also give you good grades, of course. If it if you tend to struggle while analyzing text, there are a lot of online sources you can use to help you understand the pieces you're covering. So now Eddie will tell us a little bit about language acquisition.
So language acquisition is the second language that you'll be taught in the IBDP. So there are so many languages that are available and are mostly dependent on the school. If there isn't a language that you want to study, for example, ISY doesn't offer Japanese, you can choose to do self-taught, but you really have to talk to the IB coordinator about that. The languages taught are French, Mandarin, Spanish, and of course they're offered at HL and at SL. Me, I take Burmese SL. Of course, that's also offered at ISY. Mind you, learning a new language isn't easy at all. It may seem like it does, but sometimes things don't work out because the content you're learning might be a bit tough. The modified 2021 test will now only have reading, comprehension, and writing. Basically, testing your skills on uh, how much you understand the content you're reading, and as for writing, it will test your grammar, vocabulary, and spelling. For some languages like the French HL, you also be asked to read a novel that's pretty difficult, so the teachers can assess how much you understand using all skills mentioned earlier. For all the languages, there's something called the IO, which takes a big part of your final IB grade too.
Yeah. So Daniel, you and I both take French SO, right?
Yep, we're in the same
How's that
class.
class for you? Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
French class is pretty straightforward. It might be difficult for me because I'm not really fluent in French. But as long as you're able to understand what the teacher asks of you, you shouldn't be in much of a hassle or it shouldn't bother you that much. For me personally, I understand pretty much all of the questions she asks. It's just it's difficult for me to really directly translate everything in my head when I want to try and say something. But of course, giving it your best shot will help you through and also improve at the same time.
That makes sense. Eddie, how about you? You take Burmese SO, right? Burmese
Yep.
being your mother language, how easy is it? How hard is it?
It's not easy at all actually, because I only know how to speak it. I don't know how to lit like I don't know the literature part of it basically, like the essays. If you were to write an essay and read a story and analyze it, it's just like English class basically, but in Burmese.
That's fair.
Oh, how about
Well,
you? What do you think about French class so far?
it's hard, dude.
Fair
You're so
enough.
tempted to go onto Google Translate, but I mean, it's good, it helps, but it really doesn't.
Even though
So,
Google Translate will give you an easy and direct translation of what you want to say, it's not really 100% accurate, so we recommend not using it all the time. Only use it for
yeah,
specific small words
Same
and
for Burmese.
not complex sentences.
yeah. Our
Yeah,
best
same
bet
for
is
Burmese.
just, yeah, our best bet and our advice to you: focus in class. Practice speaking in front of the mirror. If it's a new language,
You're so lonely you have to
practice.
speak to yourself in the mirror.
Come on, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So, well, there you have it, guys. You've heard from us, and we hope you guys make your own choices in choosing which languages you want to learn And this concludes our second episode of the Budget IB Guide. The next episode, we're going to 3 more subjects, which will be. We can edit this, wait.
Which will be physics, chem, and bio. How about that? Or no?
They're all the same subject.
Science. Oh yeah, that's true.
Will be the 3 different sciences.
Yeah.
Oh.
We have to make the episodes longer.
Yeah. Our next episode, our third episode will be about the sciences, the arts, and the individuals and societies, such as biology, chemistry, art, theater, film, and psychology, history, and economics. So that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
If you guys enjoyed it and found this video helpful, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, and share it to your friends and family.
And also follow us on our Instagram.
Yeah. Also, hit the little bell icon so you get notified for whenever we upload a video.
All the links to the materials and extra materials, the IB Diploma Program website, and our Instagram will be in the links down below. So check that out. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Take care.